Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Masterpiece Lounge. I am your hostess, certified life coach, author, and speaker, Chrisnatha Derosier, and we are back with another segment. And I am so excited, guys, because I love this topic. You all know I love community, and so we're going to be talking about that today. And so grab your notepad, grab your pen, grab your device. I'm going to be sharing some nuggets that I'm sure you're going to love. And so I'm going to give you a moment just to let me know where you're tuning in from. Drop that down in the chat. And welcome if it's your first time. This is our corner of the internet where we have really insightful and amazing conversations that help push our personal and professional lives forward. And if you are a returnee, welcome back. I am excited to see you as well. And so I'm going to give you another second to do that. And then we're going to jump right into all of the goodness that we have for you today. I'm super excited. Community is so important to me. I believe that I am who I am. I've been able to accomplish the things I've been able to because of community. And so today we're going to talk about the power of building a faith-centered support system. We need support. And faith-centered support is even better, right? But we need support in any aspect of business that we have. We need support and we need community. We are not an island and we aren't meant to do this by ourselves. And so we need each other. Okay, ladies. And so it's time that we get together. And so I want to talk about the importance of community and support, right? As we are establishing our businesses and growing our businesses. But also, if you feel like you don't have that support, you can start your own community of women. And then at the end, I have an amazing, amazing offer for you. So stay tuned. All right. So again, talking about building a faith-centered support system and community for business growth is going to involve intentional steps. And these steps are going to support an environment that aligns with our shared values and our beliefs. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to do that. And so I have some steps for you. Okay. So we're going to jump right in because we have quite a few. Number one is to clarify the purpose and the vision. So any community or support system that you are entering into, you want to ask yourself, what's the purpose and vision for this community? And do I fit into that? Is that what I'm looking for at this point in my life, right? And also, it's important that the community articulates how faith and business growth intersect within the community's mission, if that is important to you. Okay. For instance, for me, it's important to me that I am able to grow in business, able to grow as a woman of faith, but also if those worlds can align, right? That would be even more amazing. Because we talked about in our last segment, we want to do everything with integrity. Okay. And so number two is identify and understand your audience. So if you are building a community for women or business owners or ladies to be a part of, you want to understand and identify your audience. Who are you speaking to? Who are you seeking out? Who are you helping, right? Who's your ideal audience? So identify your target audience for your community. Consider their faith background. You got to consider it, how that aligns, right? If that's something that's part of the mission. The business interests of the ladies that you are targeting, what their goals are, and understand the unique needs and challenges that they may face, right? Whether it's faith, business, and integrating the two. And if you're looking to be a part of a community, you also want to make sure that they understand your needs and some challenges that you face, and if that's a good fit for you as well. Number three is creating a platform for connection. If you are creating a community, maybe this can be an extension of your business, right? A movement, a ministry, something that God has laid on your heart, is to create a community or something you've been considering doing. It's possible. You can do it. And so create a platform for connection. People want to connect. We want to be a part of something. We want to belong. So establish a central platform for the community. What is the platform that you're going to be using? Is it going to be a website? Is it going to be a social media group? Is it going to be a forum? Right? There's so many things to consider. Is it a Facebook group? Is it a Slack group? Right? Are we using another platform? And is it user friendly? So there's a couple questions to ask yourself. Choose a platform that facilitates communication, collaboration, and resource sharing, because people need resources and they love resources in community, because there's always some information sharing, which is always great, and an opportunity to collab, as well as communication and how that works. And if you are a part of or looking for a community to join, you want to make sure that the platform that that community is using, that it's something that you can navigate, that there's communication and resource sharing in there as well. Number 4, promote inclusivity and diversity. So you want to make sure that people feel included in the community that you're creating. There's so many of us, we have different walks of life. And so we all have come from different places, right? But we can come together with a common goal, a common focus, a common value, and interest. And so keep that open for people with just coming from different places, but we can come together on this common goal and focus. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that when you're sharing information, when you're speaking, communicating within the community, that there are people in this community that have gone through different types of things. And so there has to be a level of sensitivity and empathy as well. I do want you to embrace diversity to enrich the community's perspectives and experiences. It's okay for us to not always have the same point of view, as long as it is respectful and shared with a level of integrity. I think that that's always welcome. Number 5 is organize faith-centered events. If your community is focused on intersecting business and faith, then you want to organize faith-centered events. What does that mean? In a virtual setting, it could be maybe a week of prayer, maybe a opportunity for a Bible study, maybe just some inspiration and some affirmations happening, right? And maybe you could use the word of God as the affirmation. So that's just a faith-centered event. But also you want to plan and host events that center around business as well. And so, for instance, Women's Month, maybe you want to focus on women that's made a great impact. You want to highlight them in their industry, but women in the group, right? And so now you have women in the community that are being highlighted for some of the work that they're doing. That's always exciting as well. And it serves as some encouragement for them to keep pressing forward and excelling in their area of expertise. So these events can include seminars, workshops, networking sessions, virtual meetups, and even in-person events as well, that allow members to connect and learn. Even some virtual lunch and learns could be fun as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. Number 6 is to facilitate networking opportunities. It's important that we get to share what we do, right? And we could kind of keep that networking and business happening within the community. And so this is something, if you're joining a community, that you want to keep in mind. Is there an opportunity to network or for us to connect? Maybe if it's a global community, that women who are living in the same city have an opportunity to have a sub community or a sub chat of some sort within that group, right? And so that's always a great thing. And then those women in the same city can maybe meet up and do lunch and just continue to build those relationships. So you want to encourage networking among the community members by providing platforms or opportunities for introductions, some collaborations, and some discussions. And create spaces where members can share their business ventures, maybe some challenges even, because it's awesome when you share a challenge, you realize how many other people are having a similar challenge and you're not alone. And even some success stories as well, because we don't just want to hear about the challenges, we want to celebrate when other people are having a really awesome wins as well. And so that's something to consider if you are creating a community, right? You're building something. But also if you're looking to join something, man, are there opportunities within this community to network? If that is important to me, right? And if that is, then you want to consider that and keep that in mind as well. Number 7, with building your community, is to share inspirational stories. Some may call it a case study, some may call it a success story, but we want to hear it. Or we can just call it a plain old testimony, right, within the community that highlight the intersection of faith and business, if that's what the community is about, and feature members who have successfully integrated their faith principles into their entrepreneurial journey or their business. Because this now shows the other members of the community, this is possible. I don't have to forget about my integrity, forget about my faithfully when I'm operating in my business. I get to integrate the two. And this is an example of how, right? And so when we have representation, when we're able to see someone's story, that's encouragement for us to know that we can do it as well. Okay. And also communities that you're joining, are they sharing some success stories, some wins from the ladies in the group, some awesome testimonies from the events, past events they've had, right? You want to see some of that. And that's just something to keep in mind if that's important to you. Number 8 is to offer mentorship and peer support. If you are creating a group, already have a community, do you offer mentorship and peer support? And if you don't, maybe that's something to consider to add as the community grows, okay? So facilitate mentorship programs within the community where experienced entrepreneurs can guide those who are newer to the business. And this can look several ways. You also want to encourage a peer support so that you don't have to have all the answers as the admin or creator of the group. You're able to also allow the community to help the community, okay? So you can encourage peer support, allowing members to share insights and advice with one another, depending on what the advice is. For example, you may not want, if you are a medical doctor, you may not want the peers offering medical advice to one another. But, maybe if you're in a wellness, admin of a wellness community, maybe it's okay to offer some things to add to their self-care, right? So that's just something to think about. But yeah, you definitely want to consider doing this as the admin or creator of your community if you haven't done it yet. I think peer support is going to be great as the community grows because you don't have to have all the answers. There can be some office hours where you do Q&A, but outside of your office hours, there's peer support happening, which is awesome, right? And then people are able to communicate and connect with each other as well through that. And if you are being a part or joining a new community, if that's something that's important to you, you want to see how you can get some peer support if it's offered, or mentorship if that's offered as well. So definitely ask questions to the admin, ask questions and see what's offered in this group, and how can I just take advantage of all the things and all of the benefits of the group that I'm joining or a part of. Number 9 is to provide resources and educational content. So if you are thinking about building or starting a community, if you already have a community and you're building that, which is awesome, you want to provide resources and educational content. People love motivation, people love inspiration, but people also just need resources. And there are some resources that are at no cost. There's some that might be a cost, but you just want to offer them. Share some resources, even some articles, right? Some educational content so people can really take that in and educate themselves and help them explore whatever that group's topic is about, that they're able to explore that a little deeper and consider some other perspectives other than the one they've already had, or offer practical tips, guides, and tools that empower the members in the group in their business endeavors, on their entrepreneurial journey, and even in matters of their faith and their walk with God. That's always great too, if that is a component of your group. Number 10 is if you have a faith-centered group, I do encourage prayer and scriptural practices, right? So integrate prayer sessions. They could be as short as 15 minutes. They don't have to be every day, but you want to just make sure that that is a theme within the group, if that is one of the shared values and principles of the group, right? So encourage prayer, encourage spiritual practices, prayer sessions, meditating on the word of God, spiritual practices within the community's activities, gratitude journals, you name it. Create a space for members to request prayer support for their business challenges and endeavors, as well as those resources, right? So we want to pray about things, but we want to have some practical steps so that we can follow as well. Because it's not enough to just pray and wait. We want to pray, but we want to make sure that we're putting some action. We're activating our faith, so to speak. Number 11, celebrate milestones and achievements. Okay, listen, when someone gets a big win, let's celebrate it. Let's shout it out in the community. Let's make it a big deal. Those milestones are huge, right? Whether it's business, personal life, if you just had a baby, if you just got a new client, whatever it is a celebration. So we want to foster a culture of encouragement, shared joy. And as when you're also joining a community, you want to see if there's some celebration going on there sometimes, because we want to highlight the wins, right? We're not robots who only focus on our business. We're women who also have so many aspects to our life. And so we want to celebrate those things. And so that's super important. And then number 12 is establish accountability partnerships. That's always a great thing to encourage. You want to definitely invite the members of the community to form accountability partnerships where they can support each other in their business and their spiritual journeys. It does foster a sense of responsibility and also commitment within these partnerships. And if you're joining a community and you want to see, is this a good fit for me? If accountability is something that you need, take a look around, right? Check out the group and see, do they offer accountability? Is this something that is offered here? This is something I really need. And that's a very important component to me being part of a group, that I can have accountability, be able to connect with women that can help me on my journey. So I know I said a lot, but I hope that you can really pull from these steps that really help you if you are creating and building a community of your own, or you are looking to join a community and you're not really sure if it's a good fit or not. These are some things to see if it qualifies, right? And so speaking of faith-centered support system and community growth, I want to invite you to a community that I have created. It's called Women Serving with Purpose, and I want to invite you to it. And we use the Facebook platform. And so you are more than welcome to join us. And the link for that is bit.ly/women serving with purpose. And I'll also make sure that it's in the chat as well. And so we welcome you to join our community. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me today in the Masterpiece Lounge, the most lit corner of the internet, okay? And I will be back same time, same place, and next week. And so I look forward to seeing you then as well. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you then. And until then, be well.